I just want to thank everyone for being here. The first thanks obviously needs to go to the Marlins, Mr. Loria and David Sampson, who called me to welcome me to the team. It's truly, I feel blessed, I feel honored and humbled at the response from everyone that's gone into making this dream become a reality. Of course, I'd also like to thank Matt Liston and the entire OneAtBat.com campaign. That without it, and without social media and the power of the human spirit and believing in a cause and coming together, this would never have happened. There's been a lot of personal things in my life that have gotten me to this point. I've never lost the dream and the desire to play Major League Baseball. I had it when I was a little kid, and after 2005, when what happened to me, I never lost that dream, no matter how down I got. But I will say, the people that were around me, my wife and my family, that have kind of continued to support me through the tough times. This is a chance for myself and everyone around me, and all of you guys, and the city of Miami, and coast to coast, the people that have followed and supported, to enjoy this night. And hopefully there's going to be a lot more of this. So I thank you all for being here, and this is good stuff.
Adam, can you talk about what it was like for you in the months immediately after what happened, and how tough it was for you to get through it?
Yeah, immediately after, I was just anxious to get back on the field, and unfortunately, that wasn't really going to be the case. I learned quickly. I remember trying to tie my shoes and falling over, rolling over in bed. My eyes would shift uncontrollably out of place. I have headaches for hours on end. Positional vertigo was really the thing that caused a lot of that, and it was just challenging. I was concerned more with the quality of my life than playing ball. Although I was 24 years old, I was a kid, and I had an opportunity of a lifetime to play Major League Baseball. So I tried to overlook a lot of the things and the symptoms that were really going on, just to prove that I was a big leaguer and I wanted to play. So it was a tough time.
What are you feeling right now? What are you feeling right now? What do you think you're feeling when you actually step into that batter's box?
When I step into the batter's box, I mean, it's another game. You know, I'm gonna once they say play ball, I'm gonna play the game along in my head, just like I do any game, playing or not, pitch by pitch, playing the situations out when my opportunity is gonna come up. Obviously, it's a special night. It's a different night and a set of circumstances, but I'm overwhelmed with emotion. I've been able to enjoy every minute of this, and trying to separate the media and the attention from the task at hand. The fun is playing ball, and I want to show everyone that I can play. You can never really truly do that in an at-bat, especially if that ends up being against Dickey. We figured out how this whole rotation was going to work, but you know, in that sense, what greater way to go about it than face a Cy Young candidate? But I'm just looking forward to the opportunity, and like I said, I'm now a part of the team, and the team has welcomed me with open arms, which is blowing me away in a positive way. So my number's called. I'm going to be ready to try to help the team.
How have you been preparing for this since you found out that you're going to get this chance, in terms of spending time with batting cage? Or
yeah, I've been working with my hitting coach, and trying to hit every day, and just keep to a routine. A lot of tee work, a lot of front flips, and then hitting in the cage, hitting off the machine, just to emulate, you know, just having some speed come at me. But you know, it's. I was talking earlier. It's you got to slow the game down. So I feel good in my approach. I feel good in my, you know, with myself and my swing right now. And it's one pitch at a time, and just, like I said, slow it down and hope for the best.
Adam, can you take us through your day a little bit? What have you been experiencing? And you talked about the interaction you've had with new teammates. Have any of them said anything special to you that you'll always keep?
Oh man, honestly, there's been a lot. You know, one guy said this is an honor for him, a thrill for him. I don't want to use names because they're personal moments between these guys. A lot of we're excited, happy for you, happy for me. You know, but seeing their facial expressions, that says it all. You know, they're smiling, and it's funny because when I got called up 7 years ago, the Cubs were on I think it was an 8-game losing streak or 7-game, whatever it was, and I walked into the clubhouse and I saw guys smile, and that resonates. So to me, that's the success. So if people are feeling good, your energy level's a little bit different, but they've been so overwhelmingly welcoming, and I got to go sing and dance in front of them like a real rookie, dress up a little bit, and that, to be honest, is what I'm more nervous about. I've lost sleep over that than the at-bat, so they've been great.
Obviously, it's been a tough year in Miami. What would you say to fans up and down in Southeast Florida here, who maybe put the Marlins aside for a few months now, and they're going to watch TV tonight? Maybe they came out to the ballpark tonight just because you're playing.
I can say this is an amazing organization, hands down, and everyone should support the organization and the Marlins. From this point on, whatever's going on this year, you know, they opened a beautiful ballpark, and it's for the city, and it's for the city to enjoy, and for everyone to come and just kind of escape reality. It's entertainment, and they're doing the best job that they can to put a winner out there. The statement that they made with me should resonate with everyone. It should show that they're an amazing organization. They have, I mean, they've won world championships in the past, and they're going to continue to do the best job that they can to put a winner out on the field. I couldn't be more thankful and honored to, like I said, to have this opportunity. But for the people in Miami and the people watching, know that they've done something special.
And Adam, does this fulfill your dream tonight, or does it go beyond it?
No, this is the start. This is realizing day one of that dream that I had 7 years ago and had as a child. But I never went at this as a publicity stunt. I didn't start this campaign. I didn't ask for it. Matt Liston called me out of the blue, told me he had this great idea to create an army of fans to get me back to the big leagues. I mean, it was only his passion that led through the phone that I said, sure, go ahead, knock yourself out. I've been playing minor league ball, but you know, I want to get back, and if it's attention being drawn on to me on the field, because ultimately they wouldn't have made this decision if I couldn't run the bases or couldn't swing the bat at a level that warrants being out in the big league field. And I earned that 7 years ago, and I continue to work to get back to this point. So right now, this is the start, hopefully, of my career in this game that I wanted as a kid, and I feel like I'm going to show, not in one at bat, but this is the start of hopefully part 2 of my career, and that's what I'm most grateful for.
So Adam,
How do you think this transcends sports?
Dramatically, it shows the power of we talked the power of social media, the power of the human spirit, the power of people coming together and fighting for a cause, whatever it is. Happens to be sports, but it's gone so far past that with that human element of continuing to have a dream, have a passion, and ultimately achieve that. And it's through people. You know, people exist. And for a while in my life, I've been the baseball player, and now I've become a person and a ball player. And so I feel like this has given people a new hope in certain aspects. I'm no savior by any means, but I'm enjoying it, and it truly has transcended sports in amazing ways, I feel.
What thoughts went through your mind when you walked into the clubhouse and saw your uniform hanging at your
probably the same that just about anyone who had that dream. It was, that's me. And seeing my name and my number, it's a dream come true. every little thing, putting on this hat the first time last week, this shirt, little things, nice socks, new shoes, and then to see the jersey of that's ultimate. That was the whole goal, is to get that jersey, put a number on it, have it. I mean, not be 66 or some high number that I always used to wear with the Cubs in spring training, but all kidding aside, it was a dream come true just to see that and really get to enjoy it.
Adam,
Can you talk about the fact that you were playing the Marlins 7 years ago and now you're wearing a Marlins uniform?
A little ironic, to say the least. It's just it's cool for me. It's really special because I'm not saying anything about the city of Miami, but I didn't have the greatest memories of being here. People are great, yeah, being back in Miami in basically the same place, the scene of the crime, but now I get to play in a beautiful stadium, and it's magnificent. And I've got to walk out in the field and just look up and be like, wow, this is where I get to play. So I think it's a little bit more special that it is here with the Marlins. That's how I feel.
Now, you say you want to obviously continue your career, but if this turns out to be it, are you at peace with everything now that you've gotten this chance?
I'll be at peace when I go to spring training, hopefully with the Marlins. And I prove on the field whether I can do it or not in front of the people who are making the decisions. If after that it's not meant to be, or I don't perform up to the level that warrants a big league type player, then I'll be at peace. This is just a moment in time for me that's being shared with millions of people, and that's exciting, and I get to relive one moment. But I never played as a kid for one moment. I played as a kid to play Major League Baseball and help a team win and ultimately win a World Series. So if after all of this, it doesn't happen because of how my performance on the field is, then I'll be at peace. So this is just great.
What standard of success do you have, if any, do you have for yourself during the actual balls and strikes, during the actual games? Have you set, a standard of success that you?
I think any ball player would have the same answer: get on base, get a hit. That's the level and standard of success that I expect out of myself anytime I walk on the field. I'm not expecting. You don't expect to fail. You prepare for success. And I think that's why this is so cool, because I've talked to people in the past. Doesn't matter what you do in life, you prepare to succeed. If you get to the end, and you're not ready, or if you get to where you think you want to be and you haven't prepared for it, you're going to fail. I expect to succeed.
Have you spent the past 7 years, Adam, wondering what might have been?
To say not at all would be a lie, because I think it's human nature, but very short-lived, because my life has gone on in such amazing ways, and it's molded the person that I am, and it's given me the opportunity to do all this. I got married, a beautiful wife. I have a wonderful support group, and so many things that have gone on over the last 7 years wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't have the unbelievable friends and support that I have now. The quality of my life may have been different. Would I be a major leaguer for the last 7 years and had, more success on the field? Who knows? It could have lasted 2 pitches. But the fact is, I'm gonna say it again. Life throws you curveballs. Mine threw me a fastball at 92 and hit me in the back of the head. I got up from it, and my life is great.
Do you believe you've been vindicated? You said in an ESPN report you were embarrassed. You were embarrassed basically by your coach in front of your own teammates because he didn't believe in you.
Yeah.
He thought you were lying.
Well, and I want to make this clear. It was not the major league manager. It was the minor league manager. And to make this clear, he didn't believe the fact that my symptoms were real because I didn't walk on the field or come into the clubhouse with a cast on my arm or a cast on my leg. So from somebody who's onlooking going, you have vision problems, your eyes are shifting, it was hard for him to grasp and they didn't show the whole interview. So that's the emotion that he felt then, because he wants me to play. He wanted to get me back into the big leagues. He wanted me to play on his team and help them win. So those were his emotions then, and then he ultimately talked to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and the doctor validated it for him. And from that point on, he called me into his office at the end of the season, and when he said goodbye, he said, "I got to apologize to you." So it was, those are the emotional things that I had to go through that I don't know if anyone, I mean, people who have issues, you know, those are the things that aren't, that don't come out all the time. And I had to deal with those things off the field as well. So from an emotional side, it was hard. Because I'm 24, I'm trying to play. I wasn't faking. I wasn't getting paid big league salary. So if that was the case, then you'd be like, oh, you know, he's just milking it. I came back 21 days after, and I went and I played a game. That day I was taken off the roster, the major league roster, and the next morning I woke up and I was in the hospital. So I wasn't faking anything. But the apology was heartfelt, and that was all I needed.
Ozzie mentioned that he wants you to swing at the bat, and you're at bat, even 3-0 and things like that. What's your approach with that, and I assume that's the plan?
To say I'm going to swing 3-0, it depends on the situation in the game. I'm going to be honest. I'm not out there as a sideshow. I'm out there to help the team win. And I know what I can do in the base paths. And I've done my whole career is get on base and create offense. So if it's a 1-1 game and it's a 3-0 count late in the game, I'm not probably going to swing. But with that said, my approach is the same approach that I have always. Be aggressive early in the count. Look down the middle of the plate.
Do you know yet?
Your involvement with the Israeli team, will you be playing in March? And if so, what does that mean to you?
No, that was the experience that I had with Team Israel and the World Baseball Classic qualifier was amazing. I mean, it was truly. I was honored to have that opportunity. It meant so much to so many people, and I got to learn about what's going on over in Israel and Israeli baseball. They have one field in the entire country, and there's a senior national team that's been playing for a number of years, and to have them all come down and meet and interact and play on that team, it was special. And unfortunately, we lost in the championship game, so Israel doesn't get an opportunity to go to the Classic in March. But I'll guarantee they'll be back in 4 years and getting that next qualifier.
Would you pursue that further?
Yeah, if I'm called on to continue to play in 4 years, there's not a doubt I'll do it.
Do you know yet what you're going to sing for the team?
Some things are left inside the clubhouse.
Why are you nervous about it? Not
Why am I? No, I'm not a singer. I'm not a dancer. I was nervous to dance at my own wedding. I mean, that stressed me out too. But yeah, playing ball is playing ball, and that's what I train to do. I don't train to sing and dance.
Adam, which players do you know in that clubhouse besides Justin and Zambrano?
I played with Ricky Nolasco, John Buck. Right off the top of my head, I mean, those are the guys that I know for sure that I've played with.
Do you remember the very first live pitch you took after the injury?
Not the very first pitch. I remember sitting on the on-deck circle and watching. It was a lefty, so I got to watch him warm up, and I just sat there and I watched the catcher catch every pitch where he was set up, and I kind of just looked at it going, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're trained to do. And in the on-deck circle is when I really calmed down about this isn't going to happen again. So the specific first pitch I don't remember, but that's what I do remember about that day.
How long was it before you were 100% recovered, would you say?
I mean, I had vision issues and the vertigo for close to 2 years. And I remember going to spring training with the Royals, and I had vision testing done. And in 2006, I believe, I hit 209. And that wasn't very good. But in 2007, in spring training, when I got tested and my eyes weren't converging in front of me at the contact point, they were here. So the ball was actually here, and I was where I thought it was here. I said, damn, 209's good. So I did a lot of vision training for that season and continue to do it. And
What is that? What's that like, vision training?
Visual Edge Performance Trainer. Give him a plug. Saved my career. It's a program. It's online, and 3D glasses and a remote control. And literally, your eyes are a muscle, just like you go in the weight room and train yourself. I had to retrain my eyes and bring them together and pull them apart, and there's memory type things that are involved, reactions, and it legitimately saved my career on the field.
You continue to do that?
Oh yeah. I have my remote control and my 3D glasses, and people look at me funny, but hey, it not only helped with my vision, but it helped with my emotional level. Because I went through my own bout of depression, of course. It was challenging, and going through that and kind of clearing my head and helping with post-concussion, that's part of the thing that it's used for.
Of people that have probably reached out to you in recent months, and particularly around today, what's something that someone may have said that really blew you away, that really kind of touched your heart?
When David Sampson called me and said from the entire Marlins organization, we want to give you this opportunity because you've earned it. You deserve it. There's nothing more touching than that. And it was heartfelt. So to me, that's probably the thing that'll stand out. And then Mr. Loria came on the phone at the end of my press conference and said similar words, and I didn't know he was on the phone. And that was so that the two of them really have gone above and beyond the call of duty.
If I may, what I meant, is there any kid or any person that kind of maybe could relate to your experiences that you inspired them?
To say one specific, I have to be honest, it's been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming, and kids doing book reports and talking in front of the camera about this thing that happened to them, or a kid believing in themselves that they can achieve whatever goals that they have. I kid you not, I'm getting flooded with those types of things and private messages on Facebook and Twitter and just emails, people who know me, who send me these letters and pictures. I mean, it's just, it's overwhelming because it's changing. Kids are looking at what I'm going through and what I've gone through and said, I can do it too. It's not about getting that bat or playing Major League Baseball, but I can be a doctor or whatever. And I heard that the other day at the hotel. There was the general manager of the hotel brought her daughter over, and she wants to go to medical school, and she's like, because of you, she believes she can now. We win.
Adam, was there ever a moment that you were scared and thought this day might not go?
At the end of last season, when I made my last out, and the season was over, I knew that there was a chance that it was potentially my last game, and that was hard. It was like my mind kind of thought it was, my heart didn't want it to be, but I had to start my life. Anyone who knows how the cost of living now is a little bit different. $2,200 a month for 5 months and no health insurance for 3 years. You kind of look at yourself and go, whoa, what am I doing? I play this game because I love it. I play it because that's what I do, and it's what I wanted to do when I was a kid. And I was like, man, if I have to stop, that would be a horrible reason to stop. And when Matt called me and I got to watch the oneatbat.com video, sizzle piece as he calls it, it put that fire back in me more than I may have ever had. I've always been a fiery guy, an optimistic guy, and a passionate guy, but seeing the kids chant, come on, that bat, and posters being put up in restaurants, and I was like, this is cool. People are getting behind this, and I'm not going to let them down. And I wanted it for myself, but now I have an army of people that are supporting this. So I knew I wasn't done. And then everything kind of happened where Brad Osmus sent me an email, hey, would you like to be a part of Team Israel as one of the 50 guys that we're considering? Yep. And then that continued, and I got to come down and play and make the team, and then we lose, and I go way down. I'm going, same thing, is this going to be it? And then Mr. Sampson called, and that's not it. So here I am.
Okay, on that, we need to let Adam get back.